Joseph Purvis said maybe it would give FSG a few extra funds for a replacement. I'm not sure FSG would be wetting themselves for that. Well, I want to give credit for this to Ben Spolchak, who, writing for Anfield Watch, went through a list of some of the potential right-back options that Liverpool could look at. And I pulled 2 or 3 names from it that I wanted to just have a conversation about. And I'm going to read out exactly what he has written. And for the full piece, of course, I would advise everybody to check out Anfield Watch and go and have a read of it. He goes through 10 fullbacks that are worth looking at, or could be worth looking at for Liverpool. But a few of them just stood out to me, and I wanted to get your take on it. So we're going to start off with Gavaro Reed, who he said is very similar to another defender we've been linked with. He has a 99% similarity to Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, but he's only 18 years of age. He goes on to say that since he's already caught the eye of Champions League clubs, the under-23 player has more goal contributions than previous seasons. He's a disciplined defender who provides plenty going forward. He's a player who's still raw, but he also goes on to say he's a player who admitted that he would love to play for Liverpool one day. So Gavaro Reed is one option. The next one is Vanderson, who somebody mentioned to me in the chat the other day. Goes on to say, in terms of playing style, the AS Monaco defender is a bit more like Conor Bradley. Vanderson is a Brazilian international who is quick and loves to hug the touchline, make overlapping runs when he goes to support the attack. Defensively, he's a very active member of his team. He ranks in the 96th percentile among fullbacks in Europe's top 5 leagues for interceptions at 1.75 per 90, and in the 95th percentile for tackles, 3.17 per 90. He said, with him, you don't get Trent Alexander-Arnold's line-breaking passes. He ranks 58th percentile for progressive passes, but you get a very direct and very competent player in that position, and is still only 23 years of age. So Vanderson, Gavaro Reed are the two pieces that I've pulled from that article. But again, full credit to Bent and Anfield Watch, and do go over there if you want to read the article in its entirety. So Frimpong, let's talk about him, because he's another option at right back and is starting to be linked quite a bit. David Ornstein was speaking about him yesterday, saying Frimpong would be open to the idea and likes the idea of a move to Liverpool. What we don't know, though, is whether Liverpool will pursue that. So I can't tell you sitting here whether Liverpool will go after Frimpong or not, but we know 35 million euro will get the job done. I want to just read out a piece to you, because I told everybody this a month ago, but it seems the media are only catching up now. So Aina of Nottingham Forest has been monitored, although he is no longer available on a free, because as I told you guys about a month ago, Nottingham Forest had the option to extend his contract by another 12 months, and they have now triggered that option to extend his contract by 12 months, meaning that he won't be available on a free, and he's already 28 years of age, so I can't see Liverpool going after a deal there. But I just wanted to confirm what I'd mentioned previously about Forest having that option to trigger another year on his deal. Let's talk about Aït-Nouri for a little bit, because Jay Percy of The Telegraph has said Wolves are preparing to offer Aït-Nouri a new contract. He goes on to say that Aït-Nouri has been scouted frequently by Liverpool in recent seasons, but their number one target is Milos Kerkez. Now, as I mentioned to you guys the other day, Manchester City are also running the rule over a potential deal for Aït-Nouri. But I don't know if Wolves will be able to get him to commit to that new contract before another club comes in and makes an offer. But maybe he signs an offer with a low enough release clause. Something Trent didn't do, because maybe he's not selfish like Trent. JD said the homegrown thing is why Frimpong is interesting. Yes, he came through the Manchester City Academy, if my memory's right. The more I've thought about this Frimpong thing, the more I think it could be a best of both worlds scenario. Like I've said, you can use him at right back, but you can also have him as a Salah alternative or replacement, or if you need to tweak a formation. The fact that he likes the idea of a move to Liverpool as well, and the fact you're talking about £28 million, £29 million, I think that would be a cracking idea. I don't think he's a like for like with Bradley or anything close to it, but I do think it's an interesting option that Arna would have, giving him the ability to mix it up tactically as well if needs be. So, yeah, and the homegrown spot as well, which is a good shout. If Bradley gets injured next season and he's number one choice, who will step in? Well, that's why we're talking about the idea of maybe somebody like Frimpong At the moment, with what's in the squad, you'd probably be looking at Joe Gomez, Jarell Kwanzaa, Curtis Jones, as we've seen, at an absolute push. But I would imagine, look, we're going to bring in a right back of some variety this summer. I'd be absolutely astonished if we don't. It's just a matter of who, how much, and is this person going to be a backup or to compete with Bradley? But, now we know the trend's future. There's no reason for us not to bring in a right back. We need one. Strange, because some people tell me Frimpong's just like Trent, weak defensively, and others tell me he's best of both worlds. I just don't think of him as a right back. I think of him as a wing back in a system that Leverkusen play that suits him more. Football is full of times where managers have brought in a player that's thought of as X, Y, or Z and moulded them into something else. I mean, if you even go through, Trent started out as a centre forward, I think, when he was playing at a younger age. Stefan Bajcetic was a centre back who then moved into midfield. So, happens quite a lot. Even the example I keep giving is Mane. Mane was a right winger until Salah came to Liverpool, and then he became a left winger. So, yeah, often at times it's just about where the manager sees and has a vision for a player, which makes it even more interesting of where Trent's going to fit in the Madrid system. Like, if Xavi Alonso goes there, is he going to be right wing back? You would imagine he would have that Frimpong role. Muckrab said, I'd sooner play Frimpong right wing than right back, not ahead of Salah, obviously. Well, that's what I was mentioning, mate. It would give you the best of both world option. Let's say we're in a game that we are trailing in, and you had him playing, let's say you had Bradley on at right back, and we're in a game and we're trailing, and the manager wants to go a bit more attack-minded. Well, if you had a left back, somebody like Jarell Haddo, who could then drop in and play in a back three, so we could push another body forward, in this case Frimpong, you would give another attacking option. So there are ways you can utilise him, but I do agree, I wouldn't be thinking of playing him week in, week out as a right back, because he isn't a right back in my mind either. Did you see Arteta, by the way, trying to talk about being lucky at some times, and that Liverpool have won the league with less points than Arsenal have got in previous seasons? I mean, the delusion is just top to bottom at Arsenal. It really is, from the manager right the way down to the fan base. So 1, the season isn't over. 2, Liverpool have put up points tallies that Arsenal could only dream of and still never won the league title. Just accept you weren't good enough. Too many draws because you're too conservative, cost you the league title, and we'll enjoy it because we deserve to win it. I am going to enjoy every second of winding up Arsenal fans about this, because they have been the most bitter clowns I've come across. If Liverpool didn't exist, the race for the title would be interesting to see as a neutral. It's so close, said Joshua. It's just mad, isn't it? Like, oh well, other seasons we would have won it. Well, it isn't other seasons, is it, mate? It isn't. It's this season, and this season you expected to properly challenge for the league title and you shit the bed. Just own it.